Hi everyone, welcome to Proverbs Home. It's me, Lisette, and I wanted to show you my tool bag. This is my tool bag. I love my tool bag. My husband got this for me. It was at Lowe's is where he got it like about 4 years ago. This is what I wanted for Christmas. I wanted to have my own tools. Well, this is one of the tools that's in here, and it's a hammer. And you know why I like it, right? Not only because they're just my own tools, but it has the pink color. And I really like pink. The color pink is one of my favorite colors. Then it has the level that you put on the wall. Like especially if you're going to hammer a nail into the wall. Has that. My little pointy pliers to pull like little things out of corners I can't reach. And I have these little screwdrivers to help me get in, unscrew things when I need to. I have the nut driver. I have this little wrench. It's important to have a wrench. Now that, I bought it myself separate. I have that. I have a tape measure, and I have another tape measure too, but this is the one that's in the bag. My own tape measure. See what else? Have another set of pliers. I think these are called needle nose pliers. So I have another set. More screwdrivers. My own little box cutter. I have that. And inside I have some, here goes the drill bits that come with it. And inside I have like little nails and stuff. I'm not going to take those out because they fell out of the packaging. So yeah. So this is my tool bag. I really love having a tool bag. I think every woman should have her own tool bag. I think we all need to be prepared. You never know. We're living in uncertain times and we need to have things for ourselves. And besides that, just to like put our own pictures up. I like doing my own stuff. My husband, he loves helping. He is great. He is a carpenter. He can build anything. He's just really amazing. However, I like to be able to take care of myself also. And I've been like that because my mom raised me that way. And she always raised my sisters and I to make sure that we knew how to take care of ourselves. We knew how to get ourselves out of jams, and we knew how to not put ourselves in a jam. And, my mom always said, learn to work, learn to drive, learn to do things for yourself. And I think as women, that's important. Now, it doesn't mean that, that I'm putting men down, but, men are to do what they're called to do. They're leaders also, and they know how to do things. And it's wonderful to have a husband around that can knock a wall down and can build a wall up. I mean, that's just amazing, because we've had situations where I thank God for my husband, because if it wasn't for my husband knowing how to fix something on the car or doing something, yeah, I know how to check the oil in the car. I know how to maybe take the nuts off the tire and stuff like that. But I'll be honest, I'm not a mechanic, but my husband can do all sorts of things, and I'm so thankful for that. But it's important as women that we have our tools. It's important as women, not just our tools physically, metaphorically also, our tools in life to know how to deal with circumstances, that we know how to level out our lives when we need to be leveled, where we need to be leveled at, that we know how to balance things, that we're not doing way too much than we really need to be doing, because we think for some reason that we're impressing people when we say, I've been so busy. Like those words, we feel like we're impressing everyone, but yet we're stressing ourselves out. So we need to be leveled. We need to learn to make sure that we know how to judge things accurately. We need to, as women, we can be catty sometimes, can't we? We can be catty sometimes, and we're overprotective sometimes, but we need to know that with the measure of judgment you judge others, you also will be judged. That goes for me too, beautiful ladies and gentlemen. And we need to learn to make sure when we're judging things and we're measuring things that we are correct. We're not overdoing it, arguing and yelling at our husbands for things they're not doing that we're accusing them of. Nah, we don't do that, do we? So let's make sure that wherever we measure with love. Okay? Box cutters. Sometimes we need to cut things out of our life that are not good. Sometimes we need to cut things out of our life that are hurting us, that are hurting our children, that are hurting our family. Sometimes we need to cut people out of our lives that are actually damaging us or abusive to us or putting us down and stuff like that. We need to pray for those people and forgive them, but we need to cut them out of our lives. And there's other things maybe that is taking too much time in our lives that we need to cut out, that we're getting so involved in, that we need to kind of drop this so we can be able to do the things that are important. Maybe we're stressed out because we have too much stuff that we're doing that we need to cut out. We need to have those pliers and these wrenches and everything to get ourselves out of situations we get ourselves into. Those corners in our life that we've been trying to deal with for so many years that we don't know what to do. How do we do that? We do that by praying. We do that by reading the Bible and trusting in God to get us out of those situations, because some situations He didn't put us in, we put ourselves in. So we need those things to get us out, and we need to pray, do our devotions, and, turn to God with the things that are bothering us so He can pull those things out of our lives that don't need to be there. And we don't need to drive people crazy. We don't need to drive people crazy. We need to love others. And sometimes when we go through something, instead of going in prayer to God about it, what do? We go on ahead and we call everybody and we gossip. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with calling a friend you need to talk to, let some stuff, let go. There's time for that we need to do that. We definitely need to talk to someone. But then there's times we don't know how to go to the throne before we go to the phone. And we forget to go to God before we're going to everybody and spilling our guts out to everybody. And sometimes we go to the wrong people. And then our life ends up, you know what I was going to say, in a mess. So I'll leave that one alone. And this one I would say, we have all these different nut drivers here. There's so many different things in life that can drive us batty and nuts. There are people that act nuts. There are things that are happening in the world that are nuts. They're all different kind of things. We need not to be on the TV all the time and on the media all the time. We're to the point where we're living in fear. We're living in fear about what hasn't happened. We have to trust God. Matthew 6 says that He will provide all our needs according to His riches and glory. Now, that doesn't mean we don't get prepared. We don't pray. We don't do what we need to do. Just because we love God doesn't mean we can't get prepared and make sure that we're taking care of our family. We have the things that we need for our home. But if you watch all the nutty stuff that's going out there, by the time you get yourself out of it, you'll be so stressed out, it won't be good. Don't do that. Most of all, we need to hammer love. Love in our family, love with our neighbors, love with our church members. Sometimes we get offended with the people that go to church with us, and we're offended at people. We all do it. We're all guilty of being offended at something. But God says, hammer that love. If I had a hammer, I'll hammer in the morning. I'll hammer love all over this world. I just botched that song, but you know what I mean. We got to hammer that love. So just like it's important for us women to have our tools, it's important to have the tool that we really need. That's prayer, God's word, love, honesty, and get rid of the stuff that is very hard for us. Why we all stressed out and in a bind, because we're not trusting in God and we're trying to do it all on our own, and we're not asking for help, and we're just doing everything all on our own. Besides that, have your bag of tools. It's important. It'd be great for you to have a bag of tools, have your own tools for yourself. You never know. We have our husbands, we love our husbands, but we never know about tomorrow. And we also have to be prepared as women. We have to be prepared and be able to take care of ourselves if anything was to happen. But what we're not going to do, we're not going to live in fear. We're going to live as Proverbs women, and we're going to trust God. I'll talk to everyone soon, and I love you all. Bye.